Well, it finally happened today. Coach Frank Wright has officially been fired after losing to the Titans and now puts their record to 1-10. And now they officially probably going to give not the Browns, the Bears the number one pick in the draft. And the Bears also have their own pick, which is probably going to be in the top five range as well. So not only did they give up DJ Moore because they thought they was going to win some games to prevent the Bears to get top pick, but no, now it's a double problem. And now here we are today. So let's go ahead and get into it because the Frank Wright is not the only problem here. Wasn't the only problem here. It's clearly the ownership because ever since July 2018, you could tell that David Tepper has been insane control freak. Always in the meetings, always dictating moves. Like for example, the Bryce Young move. Just he put his fingers on things way too often, and that be causing a lot of uncomfortable conversation between head coach, GM, and the owner. That was something before I got that phone call. But yeah, it be causing a lot of uncomfortable conversation between all three parties involved. And yeah, it's been things like I said, since he been in control. So let's go ahead and go down the list of why the Panthers is in the dumpster fire they're in now. So 2018, they sold the team to David Tepper, right? So this year was going to be the year the Panthers, make a comeback in the playoffs because last year Cam Newton hurt his shoulder, and then I think it was like 6-2 at the start, I believe. Yeah, they ended up going 7-9, and they missed the playoffs. So this year was supposed to be the bounce back year, and they ended up missing the playoffs again because Cam Newton got hurt in the preseason game. I believe it was like a little foot injury. We really didn't get no transparency on that because we didn't know what was going on. We all thought it was like an ankle injury or a little foot sprain. He'll be back a couple weeks. He ended up missing the season. So that tells you all you need to know how lack of transparency that the Panthers gave on his injury. Cam Newton himself had to make a video that he was very uncomfortable with the injury. He knew he was going to be the Cam Newton of old, so that he didn't play. So, with that being said, Ron Rivera ended up getting fired in December of that year, and this is where the downfall starts because now here comes Matt Rule to coach the team. And one of the first moves in the Matt Rule era was to get rid of Cam Newton and just go ahead outright waive him. So yeah, that happened. They ended up getting these varying QBs that we about to see, and it wasn't good for them. This was like the dark age of being a Panthers fan because now they was getting this varying QB, that varying QB, this that. So the first one they ended up picking up is Teddy Bridgewater, and they threw big money at Teddy Bridgewater for no reason at all. They shouldn't have did that. If anything, this was the year they should have just played it out, wait. They could have got one of the top QBs in the draft. Now I could be getting mixed up right here. I believe was this the Trevor Lawrence draft? No, wait, no, I believe this was the Joe Burrow draft. If I'm correct, Joe Burrow to yeah, if I believe that's that draft. They could weigh in one of those QBs in the draft. They could instantly, I won't say instantly, but they could easily reset themselves to be a good franchise. No, they ended up winning like a couple games, and it did them no good to win those games. So they ended up getting rid of Teddy Bridgewater after the year. So they went to another QB, and it was just a mess this year. This was like even worse. So they bring back Cam Newton, right? They had PJ Walker on the roster, and I believe this the year. I believe Baker Mayfield was the year after. Yeah, he was the year after. I'm trying to remember that third QB that was on the roster, but yeah, that QB situation done. Like that was like a waste of time. They brought Cam Newton back in, and he didn't look good, man. Like, I don't know if that was because of his age, his lack of preparation to get in this role, because he didn't know where was he gonna hit after the Patriots had got rid of him. Yeah, it was just bad. So going to the following year, This is the year they decided to trade pick for Baker Mayfield. And now Baker Mayfield, he has something to prove this year because Baker Mayfield, he came off a season where he was playing garbage. Now, he was playing garbage because guess what? He had a shoulder injury that needed surgery, but Baker Mayfield decided to put out real bad film for some reason. Re-injured that shoulder probably a couple times within the season after he, already initially injured. And yeah, it was just a disaster. So the coaching style, Kevin Stefanski and the crew, the GM, I forgot the GM name. I don't know the GM name. I'm not going. Was it Haslam or was Haslam the owner? I think Haslam the owner. But yeah, they feel like they needed to move on from the situation, so they got rid of Baker Mayfield. They ended up getting picked because it was a rumor out there that Baker Mayfield was going to get waived. So them getting picked for Baker Mayfield was a steal. So Panthers, they go into the season. Baker Mayfield, he was good for a couple games. Then after that, after he got injured, he did not get his job back. If anything, I think he was sitting behind P.J. Walker, and it was somebody else. I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember that third QB in their depth chart for some reason. Oh, Sam Darnold. That's the QB I was thinking about. As a matter of fact, the year before when I was talking about P.J. Walker and stuff, that's the year they traded picks to get Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold, he was good for a couple games before he was rejuvenated, and he ended up reverting back to Sam Darnold. So, yeah, that's why they ended up trading for Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, he didn't look good. So they just kept him on the bench, and they let Sam Darnold take over the reins. And, yeah, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. And P.J. Walker, I believe he finished the season, if I'm correct, because I believe they just, like, they let Baker Mayfield go to the Rams, so they let that situation be that situation, and they let P.J. Walker finish out the season as the Panthers QB until he got hurt and then Sam Darnold took back over. Yeah, that was like a dud season. What else can I say? So we're going to this year, and the Panthers ended up finally getting a franchise QB. Now, it was like very controversial because they ended up getting rid of a lot of picks. Well, not even a lot of picks, a lot of freaking assets. So for one, they get rid of their pick from this year, a future first next year, which is going to be relevant, and they get rid of DJ Moore. So they got rid of all and push like a fifth or a sixth or something like that. All of that for the number one overall pick, right? So they obviously thought they was going to do some damage in the conference this year or the division. Yeah, and then it was like rumors of the new coach who they brought in after, they fired Frank Wright and they didn't bring back Steve Wilkes, which was also a bad decision. He could have been the defensive coordinator or something, but they didn't want him back. They let him go to the 49ers, and that's that. So new coach Frank Wright, it was rumors circling around that he wanted C.J. Stroud because C.J. Stroud was more of a prototype QB. If he fits his style more because, he had quarterbacks back in the day were like, and I believe he coached Andrew Luck, if I'm correct. No. But he's more used to prototype QBs, and Bryce Young really didn't fit the mold. So that was going around. But also, the man that I said was control freak, David Tepper, he wanted Bryce Young, and he basically overruled everybody, and he ended up drafting Bryce Young. So I thought this was gonna be a turning point for the Panthers because I'm a Bryce Young guy. He came from the University of Alabama. You already know how I feel about Alabama. I thought this was gonna be a turning point, and yeah, this is a disaster. Is the reason why I'm making this video now. Like, and the free agency signings like Miles Sanders, Adam Thielen, who else? DJ Chark. Those signings was like I wouldn't say a waste of time, but I see what they was going, but it wasn't good, bro. And they ended up drafting Jonathan Mingo too, which is funny because this catch he tried to do in Sunday's game against the Titans was very like, what are you doing? But I'll get into it later. But yeah, we go into the season. The Panthers, they ended up winning one of their first few games of the season. Okay, But they've been losing ever since then, and that's why Frank Wright ended up getting fired. Then Bryce Young, he obviously doesn't look good his rookie season. It's like stuff like he wasn't doing in Alabama. You see him doing in the league because of the lack of O-line talent for some reason, or if O-line talent also revert back to what they were like. Ike McQuanu, for some reason, has looked like a mixed bag as like he was trending towards being a good offensive lineman last year. I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. They've been injured up front in the interior offensive lineman. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad, man. And it all leads back to David Tepper being a control freak. He did not let Frank Wright get the guy he wanted. Frank Wright was even uncomfortable. And here's the video right here explaining why he was uncomfortable in this situation.
He's in ownership. You know what I mean? Some owners kind of stay away and don't engage a whole lot. Other owners do, and his philosophy is he's going to engage. And listen, it's only been a short experience, but it's been a really good experience. It hasn't been fun. You know, it's not fun. Those meetings aren't. I wouldn't characterize them as fun meetings, but those meetings make me better, and I trust they make us better.
So yeah, you hear the video, and he clearly uncomfortable in this situation. That was basically like a cry for help. So yeah, that's all I got for today's video. Bryce Young, he needs the right coach. They need to find the right coach. They need to find the right system. They need to stick with this coach because we don't need multiple head coaches going out the door, multiple offensive coordinators going out the door. We don't need that, bro. We don't need that. They need structure down there. If they gonna ruin Bryce Young, dog, they franchise will never recover from this, dog. Like they've been on the downside ever since they lost that Super Bowl appearance. I do not know why, but that's what it's been looking like. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and this is your boy Terrell, and I'm out.